What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Gibbon here today with a little bit of developer information for you, specifically patch 1.1 for Lawbreakers. And this actual patch itself, it's pretty lightweight in terms of what it's actually bringing to the table. What they wanted to do is still kind of gather all the information in terms of the state of the game itself, but they wanted to push out some more sort of balancing tweaks that they've had in the pipeline, but they weren't sort of quite ready for launch. And they also wanted to prioritize getting out some sort of what they term as the crucial bug fixes and improvements. And what they're also doing as well is that they are, within this patch, they're balancing a few of the roles and implementing some changes to help reward skill play, in particular for the gunslinger. What they wanted to do was make sure that Lawbreaker still delivers on its promise of deep gameplay and skilled expression. So if we just get straight into it, in terms of the new additions, what they've done is the stash boxes, you can now open them while you're actually queuing in the lobby, where before you had to back out, which just seemed absolutely ridiculous to me. So that's actually a really good addition for me. I'm glad that they've finally done that and listened to probably the millions of people that are bitching about it. In terms of Gunslinger itself, Gunslinger's had sort of kind of the biggest tweak, I would say. They've actually had quite a lot of feedback, in particular about Gunslinger's warp ability, and what they want to do is keep it primarily as an in-combat mobility option, but they do realise from the feedback that it leaves him sort of feeling slightly sluggish when you're trying to just sort of simply traverse around the map itself. What they're trying to do is that they've bumped up the impulse gained from using warp to better help him ramp up to speed. In terms of combat, Gunslinger is, well, we all know he's really dominant right now. So what they've done is they've nudged down his fully charged Omega damage and reduced the headshot multiplier on the tack knife so that it no longer one-shots squishy enemies. So in terms of the actual points for the changes, the horizontal warp impulse has been increased from 300 to 500. The new mechanic, so as we said, landing the fully charged Omega headshot now replenishes a warp ability charge. They've reduced the headshot damage of the tack knife from 1.5 to 1.25, and they've reduced fully charged Omega max damage from 160 to 150. So that's just trying to make him a little bit less of kind of like the OP clutch character that everybody's actually using. Then we move on to Harrier. The convergence ability, they say, is meant to deal tons of damage at the cost of reducing mobility. So as you know, you kind of float up and stick in the air and fire kind of your beam out. But it was so overturned that you get melted before you could react to it. So what they're doing is they're dropping the DPS on the super laser to make it easier for coordinated teams to take advantage of Harrier's vulnerability. So the main change, as I said, they've decreased Harrier's convergence ability damage per second from 500 to 400. Then we move to Wraith. The Wasp stab is getting the same precision treatment that they gave to the Assassin during the beta. Wraiths are going to have to be more accurate if they want the full damage out of the stab. So the Wasp stab base damage has been reduced from 125 to 75, and the new stab precision damage has been upped to 125. In terms of overall bug fixes themselves, gameplay, they've fixed a bug where Gunslinger would sometimes get stuck in a state where they could not shoot. They've also fixed an issue where Harrier's shock croc may not have applied damage in certain situations, and they fixed an issue where Crisper was dealing extra damage briefly after coming out of Berserk mode, and enemy impulses now affect Wraith's Wasp stab and slide abilities. Little animation fix, they fixed in-gameplay enemy dynamics, as they call it, on all characters. So the dynamic character elements such as hair, ammo packs and belts will now animate in-game and not just in the menus, which is good. So it gives it a more realistic feel. In terms of the controls, they fixed an issue where selected gameplay presets wouldn't reset to default correctly. Text and languages, they've updated text for support languages to fix issues related to achievements, scoring, events and menus. General additions and improvements, they've greatly improved match filling logic. So most cases where a game was unable to filter 5 players has been addressed. That's one thing we did talk about, was the fact that it seemed really hard to actually get into a game itself, and I do know that was quite infuriating. I actually talked about that in a video as well. And then the PS4 known issues and bugs, voice chat and menus. Voice chat is still currently disabled as we work on a fix. The weapon sticker menu can be unresponsive or skip entries when navigating, so they're still kind of working on those. They're not actually completely finished yet. In terms of PC fixes, the only PC general additions and improvements that they've made. They've put a new beta feature in, which is Korean has been selected as a language option. One love to my Korean brothers. And new features flagged as beta are still in development and may experience issues. And the mouse sensitivity slider can now be adjusted from 0.1 to 39.9, so just helping out on that way. So as you can see, it's pretty light in terms of what they're actually doing in game. It's just kind of a few little, I suppose, sticking points that people are really getting stressed out about. That's going to do it, guys. Link to the patch notes down in the description box, and also link to the Lawbreakers Discord channel. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please also don't forget to subscribe. And we out here. Peace.